Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike coming at you with the weekly news and review for March 17th, 2024, St. Patrick's Day 2024. And I hope you're wearing green today. Hope everyone's doing well. We're going to get into talking about some Transformer news, Masterpiece Legends, and mainline. Truth be told, though, it's not a whole lot of news because we had a lot last week. Got a little bit of stuff to talk about with Ramen Toy, and we're going to get into all of that. And then there's some Goonies figures. No, this is Mezco, not Super 7, but it's sold as a pack only. We'll talk about that. And then we're going to get into some Masters of the Universe news. Good and bad, mixed results. I mean, it's mixed results, seriously. But we're going to talk about it all. And then we're going to get into some fun stuff. I really think that Flip Ore is a lot of fun. I backed 3 of them. And then Star Wars, well, there's not a lot of news. We'll talk about the little stuff that's going on there. Maybe recap just a little bit of the Thursday video, and some of the comments said that we're going to get into all of this and more coming up. First off, what is new at Show Z Store? Well, I've covered it in my last video, but I do want to point out that they have pretty much all of the stuff that's been covered for Fans Toys up for pre-order. Maybe not all of the Constructicons that they've got up, but everything else is up for pre-order. Fantastic model stuff is up for pre-order at Show Z. Now, of course, none of the Fans Toy stuff has prices, but this has a price. This is the Storm Collectibles 1/12 Ultra Street Fighter 2 Final Challengers Blanca. Now, I'm going to pre-order this one. It is $105, $1 down. Not exactly sure when it will be in, but it will be fun to kind of have this to compare to in like a year or two when we get the Jada one out and we can see the comparison side by side and price point stuff. I'm getting that for that reason, but I gotta say I'm pretty impressed with their Goro. Also, there is the DX9 Toys D18 Prowl up for pre-order, $1 down. No price point just yet, but there's no bot mode just yet, but the alt mode looks pretty good, and I know bot modes for DX9 almost always look really good, especially with their new foray into the Legends world, but looks really good. And of course, if you want to, TH reviewer code and support your reviewer box, hit go. If you want to, you don't have to. So today's a mix of news of stuff that we've heard about and stuff we haven't heard about. So there is this side swipe picture. There's a video with 3 different heads in it that are sideswipe heads that is for a masterpiece from an unknown company, and more information will come soon. But I wonder why this is the news that breaks. It's a 3D CGI kind of render of a head sculpt that looks really nice. It looks really good. And do we need another sideswipe? Yeah, I think we probably do need one. I think the market could handle another sideswipe. And of course, you get some other iterations with that mold, but will be interesting to see how this looks. Probably in the next week or two, maybe we get real pictures. All right, Toy Dojo had some pictures of the MMC Constructicons, and I gotta say, these are big, and I'm kind of in the ballpark of thinking the same size we're gonna see in bot mode as X-Transbots and Fans Toys, probably about the same size. The reason I think that when they combine into the Constructicon and this Devastator, I think it's because the all-in-one that they have going on, there's not going to be the parts forming piece, is why it's going to be shorter. That's my opinion. That's my belief. But I do think these look pretty good, and they are competing on a much closer level than I originally thought they were. And then here's some alt mode picks, which look pretty good. So this is the comparison of the alt modes to their previous iteration of Bruticus, and that is some fun pictures they've got going on there. Here is another side picture of how big they are. So they are pretty decent size figures, and kind of in my mind, I thought they were going to be smaller than this, but yeah, these pictures are pretty good to show comparison and how big they're going to be. Sticking with Constructicons and Devastators, this is the X-Transbots long haul, and this one is next to the Toy World. Now, you could tell it's much different aesthetic going on, but the reflector files, I mean, he spent an hour and a half disassembling his constructor and then transforming it into this for a picture, and then probably all that to put it back too. And so why not get this out there and show the difference? how much time does Toy World still have left as the dominating king of Devastator? Not long. All right, so I absolutely love this. This is the Star Toys tracks, and the fact that we've gotten renders and all this kind of stuff, and then the very next day, either on Sunday or Monday, is when pictures dropped of the actual prototype. We can see what it's made of, or at least designed of, and it looks really good. And I have to admit, I'm not one that really hated the Takara one, but I do believe this is going to be much better. And looking at this, it looks great. It fits right in with the way it should, and he should be a little taller than the rest of them. In my mind's eye, that's the way I look at it. Probably not as tall as the Takara one. Here's an alt mode. I do have more pictures to show here. Don't know why they're out of order, but here's the alt mode looking solid, like really solid. And then here shows a little bit more of the articulation and what's going on with that. And yeah, it looks good. I mean, I can't exactly tell if it's as open in the side as what Takara did, but it looks more solid altogether than what the Takara one did. But yeah, really solid showing. And of course, their Blitzwing was a fantastic figure. I believe this will be a fantastic figure. And I think this is going to be well received by the community, especially people who have passed on the tracks from Takara, or those who got it and are disappointed. I think those who bought the Takara KO and got the rubber tires and some of the issues fixed actually are still sort of happy with the Takara one, but this still looks good. I think I'm in on almost everything Transart's making right now, especially when it comes to Transmetal stuff. This is their Dinobot, and it's awesome. See, I like that they're not trying to retread ground and try to make the same thing that Takara already made, and they're doing something different, and they're giving us this guy here, which no one else really would do it anyway. There's the head sculpt. I really can't make out what the heck's going on down here and why so much stuff is blurred out, but it's a picture. I'm sure we'll see more soon. That's just how this whole thing goes. But yeah, I'm sure that's the body, and that it's already transformed into the Dinobot mode, I guess. We got something cool from Funbee Studios, and it's the 1986 movie. It's the launcher, and you know, the funny thing is, I'm sure it comes with that missile, but don't you get a missile with pretty much every single Springer anyway? And he's got better things to do tonight than die. But that is so cool. I mean, pieces like this can really build a scene. And of course, you can get we have all the characters now. You can put them together pushing this thing or whatever, and it could just be a diorama, or you could just have it as background or foreground, or it's just interesting. It's very interesting. These are 3D printed, I believe, but it looks really fantastic. So this is something that's a little different. It's called Iron Factory Girls IFG-01 Star Wing. And this is something that it's something different. It's Iron Factory does their own thing, and they're making Starscream girls, and that is what it is. I don't believe this transforms. I don't see any inclination of it coming together as a jet. It's literally just an action figure. It's my belief. It's my belief. I don't know. I can't find any alt mode pictures, and just the way it looks, it doesn't really look like it's built to transform. But maybe it is. That would be cool. Anyhow, it's a thing. It's a thing if you are interested in this type of figure. I don't know. Is this going to be a whole line? A whole series of figures? Are we going to get them on all different colors and head sculpts and that kind of stuff? Probably. Hold up. Let's get back into Masterpiece. I jumped the shark real quick. Went into something that's sort of Legends. Anyway, King Toys, 03 Break Horn, their Masterpiece Slag for Volcanicus. This is very stylized, and it looks really interesting, to tell you the truth. I've got the first one that's out, and I think this one looks pretty good, and it's probably going to fall right in line with the first one, stylization-wise, coloration, and all of that. But yeah, this looks good. It actually looks even a little bit cleaner than their first one. But that's the character and the way the character is designed. Here's in bot mode, and it is big. A big, bulky dude. And it's just really interesting, the extra flares they put into these. And they do make a quality product. And it does look very, very appealing in person, in hand. And oddly enough, though, I don't feel like these are as big as their Predacon iteration versions, which seemed a little bit strange, but they are still big and beefy. Now it's time to go smaller. We got Dr. Wu getting in here, but it's still a masterpiece scale. Rise of the Beast RC, MCO5 Amy, which is interesting. Like, Dr. Wu's trying to do everything. That's quite interesting. But you only get the motorcycle mode. I would think they would give us a few more pictures. And yeah, I don't think people are going to get too excited until they see what the bot mode looks like. But here we are, at least getting the alt mode. We got some pictures of DX9 double dealing you here with their Legends figures. And they really are moving into the Legends space. And I think that actually tells you you've got a seasoned masterpiece company that's tripling down now on Legends. That tells you something, that Masterpiece is shrinking, Legends is growing. Here we go with the alt mode, and it looks pretty good. I think we've seen a lot of this, but there's just more pictures to look at, so pretty exciting. If you were able to get in on the pre-orders, I think these pre-orders are already selling out of places, but I'm sure once it comes into stock, it will come into stock, and more orders will come up after pre-orders were filled. That's just the way it seems to go, but this is a pretty hot figure, considering that DX9 is just dipping their toe back into all of this Legends stuff again. And yeah, looks good. One of the comparisons I wanted to see was a comparison of the new Sandstorm to a Thrilling 30s. We're getting that here with the Carefree Amnesia. And that is pretty cool. I like that. And I like the new direction. I like the new figure, the look of it. And that's saying that the first one was still an amazing figure. But I kind of like the G1 look a little bit better. But that doesn't take away from the fact that the first one they made like in 2013, over a decade ago. Yeah, that one, it's a good figure. But you can't argue with the fact that this looks more like source material, or at least a G1 source material. And I think this one was shooting for an IDW, the first one. And so the second one is G1. So just nice comparisons, so you can kind of see the differences. You can see what you're gonna get, and if you have ever had a G1 of these, it really does. The new one does pay a lot of homage to the G1, but it gives that updated articulation, engineering, all that we would need. I think they did a good job. It's not perfect though. I did watch a review. All right, so we've got in-hand pictures of the Transformers Generation Selects Legacy United Autobots 5-pack, and it's in-hand pictures, so you don't get all the glamour shots that... I think this is important. This is just a standard picture. You can see it for what it is, and I think these look good. I think in every case, these look better than the first ones. We can argue the Trailbreaker, though, because I think the first Trailbreaker, I like the color scheme a little bit better, but in hand, I like the way this looks better than the Hasbro glamour shots they did. So the promo shots didn't make it look as good as the in-hand picture here. Sometimes that happens. And with that, everything else I think is superior. Great set, great value. I mean, I'd be shocked if they don't sell out pretty fast. Here's the alt mode, and I got to tell you, this is the story I keep saying though, but I actually had my hands on the Siege Hound at a Ross for $8, and I put it back. And I said, you know what? What am I going to do with this thing when they give us the Earthrise one? But I actually never had the idea that they would hide it in a 5-pack. But it's a good 5-pack. But not everybody wants to upgrade their entire Autobot collection at once. But yeah, hopefully they do it separate, maybe a darker one or something. But yeah, the Hound looks good. I mean, everything looks good. It all looks great. Probably the Wheeljack is the weakest in alt mode, and it's still not bad. And we have good old Ratchet going to be in the battle damaged version of Ratchet. Interesting stuff going on right there. They originally had the 2-pack as a Target exclusive. Now you can get the Ratchet to go along with it, and they can all be dead together. And I mean, where are we at? How many dead Transformers have they made? They got to make all of the dead Transformers, all of them that died in the 86 movie, so they all be dead together. Did I mention Target exclusive in the past one? Now it's a Target exclusive Optimus Prime with a redeco of the Laser Prime cab, and it's an Earthrise Prime trailer, and it's a Target themed color scheme along with the reissue of Siege Ravage cassette mold as a Bullseye. As a Bullseye dog, you know, the little statue that your kid can sit next to and you take a picture. That's okay, that's cool, that's interesting. I don't know if I'm into it or not. And I'm curious, will these show up in stores? I think you might just need to pre-order it online or something along those lines at Target.com. Available for pre-order March 14th, 9 a.m. Exclusive Target.com. So I guess that means it won't be in stores, but still, it's pretty cool. It's interesting if you're interested in it. It's a nice reuse of old molds. So there is something called Super Groupie X Transformer Collaboration, and that is not an OnlyFans page. It's actually a Japanese fashion brand teamed up with Transformers to create some new Transformers themed goods to wear in style. This is an Transformers watch for $260 with interchangeable metal and rubber belt. There is a transformable hoodie and a Transformers transformable hoodie for $179, and then a wallet for $110. It ain't cheap, that's for sure. So the Omega Prime HasLab project has come to an end. It has concluded. It is 28,230 backers with it. That was Unicron had about 10,000. Victory Saber had 26,000. Deathsaurus 27,000. So this is the most, I guess it's the best one, right? It's the second overall most successful behind Galactus, is what it's saying here. But anyway, I did not back this. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but the fact that I just don't need it in my life, $250. I considered buying it, reviewing it on the channel, and then selling it off. But we live in a world where it's completely anti-collector friendly to do that with the government policies coming out against collectors. So I chose not to do that. And yeah, because I don't need it for me, so I didn't buy it. All right, we had the Collector Con, Walmart Collector Con, and the only two that have sold out as of now that I'm recording this is the Filch, Filch. It's the one on the very left, and then the second one on the left, the Cannonball. Those sold out. Don't ask me why. I have no idea why those sold out, and the other two on the right didn't sell out. I have no clue. They're all pretty much just repaints, but they're pretty interesting ideas of repaints. But I didn't order any of these. The only other stuff that sold out that I can see at all from this is some Origin stuff, and we will be talking about that, the Motu stuff. But if you're in on these, the other two on the right are still available to order. So just so you know, if you're looking for a Studio Series Snarl, they have them in stock at, I think they're in stock, they might still just be on a pre-order, but I keep seeing them everywhere for Entertainment Earth. BBTS also has them up for pre-order if you're interested in them. If you missed out, couldn't find them at retail, because I've never once seen one of these at retail, and I got mine from BBTS, and it's a really good series of Dinobots. So we're going to transition and transform out of Transformers news and transition into Ramen Toy. And I got to say, there's a lot of cool stuff going on with Ramen Toy, and we're going to talk about it now. There's something else down the road that actually is also Ramen Toy we're going to talk about. But this is 80s Commanders. It's the antagonist scientist, and of course we do have the magnets in there. They're connecting through via magnet, and these are the humans' sides, and then they of course have their counterpart, the mechanical side, that'll work up to it. So it's cool, it's interesting, it's exciting. This will give us pretty much all of the figures that were made in a vintage line, and then hopefully we get a Rex and a Crystal and something like that down the road too. So this is exciting to get so much for an homage to the Centurions, and yeah, very exciting. But speaking to homage, this is an homage to another vintage line, and this is the Purple Ray, and I did snag this terrible screenshot out of the video, but you can go to Ramen Toys YouTube channel and watch the video. It's real short, and it's just kind of showing a few things that it does. It's the prototype is in progress to get the Purple Ray going. If you know what the Purple Ray is, then you know. So shooting some missiles and a few other things, and that project's in the works. But I'm really impressed so far with what they've been doing with this Machina line. So we do have some Masters news. This is Extendar, and we've got package shots of the Origins Extendar. And I'm going to say this. I think that Mattel is pushing through to the end on these, and I'm going to talk more about that too. But it seems like we're going to see quickly, in a series of succession, more of these showing up. And I do believe that this isn't pre-orders. I think this is, they've got the stock. That's all they're going to make. They're going to go to Mattel Creations. They're going to sell out. You'll never see them again unless you buy them on eBay, which sucks, but it's the way it's going. All right, so we've got something going on here, arriving March 21st in, what is that? It says 5 days? In 5 days. Spinning Secret. This is the Mattel Creation Cyclone is the belief behind this. And like I said, we got the Cyclone, then we're going to see the Extendar, and then I don't know what else is coming, but it's like they're going to wrap this up quick, and then good for me, because the quicker they can wrap this up, the quicker I could just stop worrying about buying anything from Mattel Creations, because that place sucks. It really, you can't even use PayPal on it anymore. It was terrible. It's a pain in the butt. The captures are ridiculous, but hey, you know what? I just want to be done with this now, and it's not even fun anymore. So I got there to buy the turtle stuff. I was going to get one of everything, and it was going to be like $80 or something along those lines. Tax, shipping, after all that. But they were all sold out. The Krang is back in stock now. I think it's either back in stock or it was sold out for a bit, I thought. But all the other three are for sure sold out. And here's the way I feel about it. If they get more and they come back up in stock, I'd buy them. But I'm not going to go get them on the secondary market. And this is another like negative notch in this. It's like I can't complete the line. And it makes me want to complete it even less since I can't complete it. And I don't have a cold R yet. It's just frustrating. It's another frustration. I was there 5 minutes after, so it's my fault for being 5 minutes late. And they all sold out. So it's my fault completely. 5 minutes late to buy a toy. What was I thinking, right? Well, makes me less excited about any future release. Just, it's very frustrating to get the Origin stuff. I also think because they couldn't sell out of their snout spouts for $46 after shipping and tax and all that crap, they couldn't sell out of that. I think that there's way more Origins collectors than Masterverse. Like 15 times? I don't know. But Origins goes crazy fast. Masterverse sits forever. We've got a couple of G.I. Joe things here. We have a review from Tabby on his. He got his in. I got mine in too. And it's a much bigger box than I thought it would be. That is what she said. And it looks pretty good. It's way bigger than I kind of imagined. I was kind of thinking it'd be like 60% bigger than the vintage. I think it's literally a full twice the size as the vintage, which I'm sure is what we should have expected. So it's pretty good size, pretty big. Is it worth $100? I still don't think so. But everyone that's got it seems to be happy with it so far. I've never been a fan of this. I'd rather have the Stinger in this form. And I would rather have for the Joes an AW Striker. That's just me. But I got it anyway. Now there's pictures via SB Toys with a Z of Quick Kick. Now I'm not sure how anyone got their hands on Quick Kick so quick. Quickly got their hands on Quick Kick. Okay, it wasn't funny then. But he looks good. And here's another picture of the packaging, noting that there's two heads. And I kind of was thinking, for whatever reason, he had more of a smiling. Like one head's a smiling and one head's a serious. It's a slight smirk. I just think of this character as always cracking jokes and laughing, and that's just me. I would have loved to have had more of a smiling, kind of like he's cracking a joke and laughing kind of head sculpt. That's the only real thing that I think's a negative on this, is would have liked a happier head sculpt on this character, just for the character. But everything else looks amazing. Just looks fantastic. Really, really good. This is one of my favorite characters from back in the day, too. He was a lot of fun. Now, to get into the Flip War, it is flippin' fun. Let me just say, Mad Hatter is doing a great job on this. He's on like 15 live streams at the same time. I don't know how he does it. I think literally he just was on 3, like right after the other. 5-minute break, back on another. 5-minute break, back on another one. And it was pretty impressive. And he's talking about all this. But here's the thing. If they hit the 200,000, we're going to get the stretch goal to get to this. I'm pretty sure we are going to get there. I say we, because I've backed it, and we, meaning I want this. No, I did not get the Transformer HasLab, and I missed out on the Walmart, but I wasn't so upset about the Walmart, because I got me 3 Flip Wars coming in. If you can look at this here, you're going to be getting small Flip Wars, like the Sergeant Slaughters, little figures, tiny ones that the figures can hold. And then a couple of boxes of some cool fun stuff there, and then you get an extra head sculpt, some hands to hold the little ones, hands to talk to the hands, broken glasses because he keeps getting into a fight and getting beat up. And then I forgot what he called that cube there, but yeah, really cool stuff. Also, what that means is that each figure is going to get all this stuff. You're going to get, if they hit the 200 stretch goal, all that's included for $49. Now, I pre-ordered the last day that you get the 2 middle fingers for each one. I pre-ordered a standard, I pre-ordered a glow-in-the-dark, because you got to have the glow-in-the-dark, and I pre-ordered a gold, and that's where I'm at, and I'm pretty happy with what I got. It's 150. Wished I could have done all that and got it into like a 130 bundle, but it is what it is. But yeah, I think it's a great value for $50. I mean, you think about what's all in this, and it's kind of boutique, and it's just kind of fun. It's kind of quirky. You got a wire cape in there and the cloak of Tarjay. So am I pushing this? I'm backing it and telling you I'm backing it. I think it's pretty cool, and I think it's cool that like someone, it's one of us is able to accomplish something this, of course, with the help of Ramen Toy and Ace and all of his connections and everything he's got going on over there. I mean, Ace is going to make this happen, and Ace takes it very serious. He takes everything he does very serious, and he's taking this project very serious. So, which is funny because so is Mad Hatter, but Mad Hatter is having a whole lot of fun with it too. All right, so we've got some Jada Toys Street Fighter stuff going on here. And like, I'll just leave this picture up for a bit. I'm really not going into detail on everything just yet. What I want to say is that I'm excited for the future with Jada, but I really feel like it's 2 years and we literally are just now finally getting a kin. If you started with Playmates 2, maybe 3 years ago, whenever those came out, that's when I started. And if that's when you started collecting this, it's not very exciting. It's like everything's way in the future and you're just rebuying stuff you just bought from Playmates. And I really think that was a bad move there. But at the end, it will pay off because it does look like a lot of great stuff's coming. And so what's coming next, the most current, we have on the 18th. Pre-orders dropping for the M. Bison and the Dalzim, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Still, really cool looking figures. I'm excited. Like, when I get my hands on these, it's going to feel like we've actually gotten somewhere new. And not just recolors of the same mold. And I'm really excited for this. And then going forward and past this. So I've even gone, and I'm going to buy a $100 Storm Collectibles, a Blanca, and mix all that in. Because it's going to be a whole lot of fun and just some stuff to go with. They are good quality figures. They all look great. And I really hope that they can go deep. See how deep they can go for $25 a figure. I love that. Mattel is doing Street Sharks, and I'm going to show a better picture of these here in just a bit, but so far they're showing 6 of them. Now, I do have a small collection of Street Sharks. Not that I am a huge fan of it or anything. It's just I picked a couple up just to see what it was, and just kind of in comparison to Biker Mice. I like the Biker Mice line. This line, the vintage toys are not very good. They're just not very good articulation. It just... they look interesting, but there's just nothing you can really do with them. They're almost like statues. And if you put them all up on a shelf and spread them all out and have them there as statues, they look great. These are all going to have some posability to them. So I think this is definitely what kids would have much rather had back in the day than what they got. But if you got those back in the day, you might want to upgrade with these. And these, in every aspect, are better than the originals. And I'm hoping... I don't think these are going to have that weird rubber nonsense that they did, but I don't know. I really do not like the rubber that tears easily and breaks down real easily. It's that real weird stuff they have going on in the heads. Maybe it was a cool idea back then. I hope they don't do it now, but we'll see. I need more information on this line. I might pick a couple up just for fun. And they are at a $25 price point. Pre-order at BBTS and all those places. Mezco is putting out some 5 POA around 4-inch scale figures, kind of like Reaction from Super 7. And yes, Super 7 did Reaction figures of this. These actually do look way better than what Super 7 did. These are not going to be literally just, no pose, arms straight down to the side, legs straight down the side. That's what Super 7 did. These have arms out with some bit of a dramatic pose to them. So when you have them all together, they'll look pretty good. I think that this is a nice looking set, but they are priced at $20 a piece as a set of 100 for 5, and you can't buy them separately. You have to buy them as a set, which I'm okay with, but I'm not going in on them. I just think it's something that's kind of cool, kind of interesting, and I do believe these to be superior to what Super 7 did. Because I have a couple of Super 7 ones I got for like a couple bucks here and there loose. Now, Limited Run Games is doing this collector's edition, and you're getting a whole bunch of games in this. It's quite interesting. I think there's different. Obviously, you're going to be getting it in different PS5, PS4, Xbox, Switch, however you want to order it. And then I believe they're tossing in these figures. I don't know 100% about that. That Bill and Lance action figures with weapon accessories, and I believe those would be like 4-inch ones. So it's kind of cool that they're making all of this. If this is something you're in for, I'm considering it. I gotta check the price and all of that. It's just something that I might go in on. It's cool. Contra is my favorite game series. I mean, it's definitely my favorite, and especially the originals. A lot of fun. I believe you'll get the arcade version also. So it's gonna be a lot of fun, I'm sure, and I definitely need to get in on this, but I don't know if I want to spend the price. These are not cheap limited run games. In addition to that, there are some Hiya toys, and I really think they're making them in the 6-7 inch kind of scale, but nobody knows just yet. They just kind of show these prototypes, but I do believe, just looking at the way they're constructed, that does not look like a 4-inch construction, but I might be wrong. And so we're just all speculating right now, but I think they look pretty good for Contra figures. And if you're interested in this, just stay tuned, and then when pre-orders go up, I'll let you know. But yeah, none of this looks like something you do with a 4-inch figure, especially the way they set up the shoulder joints. But they do look pretty cool. But I would want more, just like the game. The problem is the sprites in the game did not look that great either. So, yeah, interesting to see what it looks like with color and all that. There's a company called Trick or Treat Studios making a Dungeons & Dragons Warduke helmet for $60. I think I might have talked about this before, but here's the thing. It's up for pre-order. No, it's in stock. It's in stock at BBTS right now if you want to go buy it for $60. So you would pay your $4 flat rate shipping. I think one of the things was it would have been kind of expensive to ship if you bought it straight from Trick or Treat Studios. But the way BBTS is set up, you can order a handful of things and this, and $4 for your standard shipping. So that would be pretty cool. If you're interested in something like this, because I've never really seen a Warduke helmet made that you can wear. So the Super 7 Ultimates Silverhawks Wave 3 are starting to show up. I know I got my Stargazer, my Molecular came into stock at BBTS. I'm not exactly sure why the other two that are in the same wave haven't hit just yet, because I pre-ordered them all at the same time. But we should be seeing those very soon. So we should see the Mumbo Jumbo and the Hot Wing figure, which I would say out of this wave, most people are more interested or most interested in the Hot Wing, because most collectors of Silverhawks mostly just want the Silverhawks. But I think it's a really solid wave overall. Really good. And I hope I catch a set to open on sale down the road. Alright, so again, no real news for Star Wars, but we will talk about this. Star Wars Imperial March, Hasbro Pulse, fan stream. Probably a fan stream of disappointment, March 20th at 11 a.m. Eastern. And if you're interested in this, then watch it. Probably pre-orders go up at 1 or something, I'm not sure. Which I doubt any pre-orders will sell out. They haven't in a long time. And I did make a video last Thursday about Star Wars. And what I gotta say is, I was gonna use this time to kind of talk about stuff that I missed in that video, I didn't talk about. But I think that if you just go to watch the video and then read the comments, I think everybody summed up everything I missed. So it was pretty good. That's how community works, right? If I missed something, then they got my back in the comments section, and it worked out just fine. But with that, Star Wars is pretty much dead. I mean, it's just look at it. A whole week goes by, there's really nothing to talk about except there's going to be this fan stream, and it's just going to be rehashes of stuff we already have, probably. And we have this stuff here that wherever you're supposed to pre-order from, you can go pre-order from. It's up for pre-order. I don't know. I'm not pre-ordering any of this stuff. I'm not in on any of this. It's nothing I really need. I don't need a... someone had calculated in like 2004, there were 24 Darth Vaders. So by this point, we're probably at 40 Darth Vaders. But I don't need another one. Unless, I don't know. I probably would buy it for $4 at Ollie's or Ross. But past that, I'm not pre-ordering anything this week yet again. So, what do you think about this week's weekly news and review? What else is going on out there on this wonderful St. Patty's Day? I think Flipboard's wearing green. Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe. And Tidarium Hanger out.